Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at MATIC. We've had a little bit of a move down overnight and we're going to be investigating whether we think this is going to be the start of a bigger trend to the downside or is this just a correction and we're looking for some more bullish potential. These are the questions we're going to answer shortly, but first I'd like to say thank you for watching this video. Smash that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't as well. I know there's about half of the people out there that haven't subscribed. If you'd hit that subscribe button, it really helps us out and we'd really appreciate it. Down in the comment section below, leave us any feedback. Okay, so let's get into the price action. So initially I was looking at the potential that this was a completed corrective move here, and we were going to look to hold this channel that we had been in, but we've broken down a little bit more. It's nothing too much to worry about at the moment, but it all depends what happens from this point. So basically, at the moment, what I'm looking at this is a W, an X, and a Y. We were looking at the potential this was a five-wave move, but we've broken down here and we've taken this low. So there can't be any extension off of this move here. So this can't be a 1 and a 2 anymore because we've taken out this low. So basically now what we're looking at is currently we have this as an ABC. To the downside. And effectively what we have here is just a zigzag. Though there is potential, this can look to extend. And what we are looking for here is if I bring this back up to here, you can see we are sitting on this 382. So there is possibility there's some extension within these waves that aren't quite apparent yet. And should we break down and take out this 0.8701 area, it's possible that we could be looking to have an additional fourth wave. So what that would look like is something like this, where we come down into this zone. If we get rejection from this area, but the structure doesn't look like we are, I think we're going to be moving up higher. But if we were to break down from this point, basically the target area would be off of this 382 would be down here towards this 86 cent 57 to this 85.97 area, and that would be a bigger completed five-wave move. So what we need to bear in mind here though is if we did have to have an additional leg to the downside, what we could have is if we cross this 86.51 area, we could be looking for this additional fourth and fifth wave, and that would come from the fact that basically this A wave, we would have hit the impulsive trigger at this 86.51 area, and we would then be looking at this as a deeper move as a 1, 2. Once this completes, 4 and 5. So that would take us down a little bit lower. The problem with this move, actually no, that would be a completed move potentially. And if I just throw this on, actually, if I jump in here and we just throw on this extension support, basically what this is looking at is the potential for being a B wave support of this move to the upside. And what that would be is a WXY. Actually, this would, if it develops in a five-wave move, this would actually just be, it wouldn't be an ABC. Sorry, it wouldn't be a WXY. It would rather be just a bigger ABC. If I delete, no, that's the wrong one. If I delete this ABC out of here, what we would be looking at then is just a bigger A, B, and a C wave to the downside. So that we could look to potentially target out this 8556 area, potentially all the way down to this 8327 area, if this is the case. We've already reached in and touched this 50%, so it's not necessary for us to go further. This could be just a zigzag and it completes there, though we need to be aware of extensions. If we start to break down further, this could be a potential option that we look to target out some of these lower ranges within this box. And that brings me on to the next count. So we are still looking for potential that we are tracking a bullish move to the upside. And what this would look like is actually, if I just remove all of this here and just leave that 1 5-wave move in there, is basically we could be looking at a bigger 5-wave move to the upside here. And what this would be is this would be a wave 1 here. We'd be looking for this wave 2 into these lows and looking for evidence that we are within this third wave to the upside. This would be confirmed by crossing this $1.07 area though it doesn't have to travel this high, it can sometimes end up slightly lower depending if there's extension within wave 1 or wave 5, so we need to just bear that in mind. But basically we could look to target out this $1.14 to $1.10 area, and if that was the case, basically this would be a 1 2 3 4 5 again, so we'd be looking to target up higher in this range, probably towards this 152, so $1.15 area to this $1.19 area, though we could technically move anywhere up to this $1.2910. Moving above that would invalidate any further impulsive potential to the downside, and we would have to reevaluate this whole count. But basically, that's what we're looking out for. Upon completion of this WXY or this ABC, what we are looking for is more evidence that we are moving to the upside. If we do start to move up here in an impulsive move from this point here, and we manage to hold this 87 area, and basically we form a 5-wave move here, we retest, and then we start to form impulsive structure, what we'd be looking for is a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, and a 5, which would take us up into these zones if we're going to become a bigger impulse. Though, like I said before, need to just bear in mind that there's a few options available, and if I just quickly switch out this bullish potential, we could also just, this is the one, we could also just form either a WXY or an ABC to the upside. And currently, this one-to-one target would take us up to this $1.83 area, and but if the further down we move within these ranges, it's possible that we could look to extend this X wave, and it's not completed. So what I mean by extend the X wave is there is also potential that maybe this X wave is not long enough for this whole correction here, and what we end up forming is all of this as a W or an A wave. Actually, let's mark it up as a W. So this could potentially be a W, move back up, maybe set a double top here, and then we look to push down further. And that would be looking to target out the potential. So if we're looking to push down further, and we're looking to invalidate some of these bullish potentials, we could move down technically as deep from this 85-cent range all the way down to the 79.97 area, and that would still be within the range of a typical B wave retracement off of this move here. So we could be looking at a bigger A, B, and a C, which could look to retest some of these rejection zones that we had plotted out for a while now. This 99.16 area, actually this needs a slight adjustment. Let me drop that on there. So that 99.34 area all the way up to potentially this $1.20 area. Until we get more structure to the upside, we can't get an accurate read on that, so we have to just wait for that to develop. But basically the important things here is that we need to see how this reacts from this point here. If we don't manage to break back above this 91.67, and alternatively if I just look at this 93.47 and this finally this 94.50 area, it is possible that we could still see some more additional downside within the move. And what I'm basically, if we don't break, so if we can't break up above that, we can carry on. We can potentially extend like we had here in this 5-wave move that we showed. If we develop a 5-wave move here, we'd have to be aware that we could retrace back up again in a B, C, not be able to break back above the high point again, and then basically just continue in a bigger 5-wave move to the downside. So that's the important thing to remember here. We need to get back above the start of those 5-wave moves. Otherwise, there is still potential that we could continue to break down. And finally, if we break down past this 80-cent 43 and this zone here of 76.42, then it would invalidate any bigger potential for moving to the upside in a correction. And if I just jump onto this quickly, we turn this back off. what we need to be aware of is that we have had a 5-wave move here, and then we've had this move here, which we can count as a diagonal, an expanding diagonal. I don't really like basing too much on these things because basically they're not very common and they can invalidate really easy. So basically this could just be an ABC and that's the end of it, or alternatively this could be a 1-2, 1-2 situation. And if that's the case, basically what we would be looking at is the potential that we could be dropping down, or a drop down past this 0.84844 area would then indicate that we're going to be targeting out this 45-cent 11 to 40-cent 71 area. So we just need to be mindful of that, that if we can't manage to break back above these high points, we just need to be aware that we could be starting a bigger move to the downside. And there's two ways of looking at it. I'm looking at it potentially as it's going to develop as a 5-wave move down, or alternatively, we could get something where, like I said, this could be seen as a zigzag into this point, and we could get something like this where we have this as a wave 1. Oh, that's the wrong one. This is a wave 1 into this low here. We form a wave 2 correction, potentially look to target up some of these areas here. It doesn't have to, it could be completed here. So, but I'm going to just leave it because there's some room on the 4-hourly and the 8-hourly. It is possible we see some growth. But basically what we'd be looking for is a ending diagonal within this. And the most likely one is a contracting one. And we can guess that, well, not guess, we can use some of the rules of diagonals to sort of estimate where this could be. So if we look at here, if I can get this on this low point, so let's go for the current structure that we have actually. So if this is a ending diagonal and it is completed at these high points, the structure isn't great yet at the beginning of this, so I don't think it is. Do you know what? Actually, I think we're going to get it move up. So let's put it on that 618. We could look to move up towards that, develop, as long as we hold the support zones. Basically, if we move up to the 618 area, we cannot move further than the 62-cent range with the wave 3 if it develops as a diagonal. And then once again, with the wave 4, so I mean, I'm just guessing here, it doesn't have to come this low even, it can just be really short, but if we say that this 4th wave would then come and retest this low point here, so this is just a bit of guesswork here. Until we get the wave structure, nothing's confirmed. But basically, we could say that this 5th wave can't move down past this 46 area. So we might look at some kind of a 618 relation or something to that effect, which could look to target out this 60-cent range sort of towards the lower end range of this 46.24 area if it ends as a diagonal. So that's what I'm just going to keeping an eye on, and we'll keep you all updated. And if you enjoyed this video and you haven't already, please hit that like button, smash up that subscribe button if you haven't, and I hope everyone has a great day. Keep safe out there. We'll see you in the next video.